Time for you to call us on the phone. Lines are open, make your request known. Call us from your office.
All right, welcome everybody. It is the Conway and Whitman Show. We're live on 97.1 Free FM. Tim Conway Jr. and Brian David Whitman, man. Look at you, dude.
Timmy Conway Jr., man.
All right.
Look at you, man.
Hey, real quickly before we start, I had a CT scan done on my heart this week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've had one of those in the past. Those are, how'd you do?
Well, they said I should be around a 28 to 35, considering my bad habits.
There it goes. It just went off. Your scan just went off.
Some hard plaque in my heart. Came back 0,000. And the guy says I have a heart. My doctor, Dr. Ballin, the best doctor on the planet, said I've got the heart of an athlete.
Really? Do you have the spirit, strength, and endurance of, say, Eli Manning?
I do not.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to be around to irritate people for a while.
Mine came back, and I have the heart of an 87-year-old.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, it only gets better. All right. Today, earlier on this station, thank you, Gina. Jesus Christ, a lot of work right now.
How you feeling, by the way, after the intoxication?
You got a headache?
Last night?
You look like you're really bad shape there.
My head has been pounding until about 4 o'clock today. I was in bed.
Why don't you take something like a Tylenol or even a Vicodin?
Oh, I didn't have any. I took 2 ibuprofen, and the light coming into my window was like
too much.
Gina got bombed last night on shots.
By the way, that's worth playing again tonight, actually. But we have guests. We can't.
By the way, Brian, thank you for taking me home. I know that you do not like that neighborhood. It's not an area
stop,
usually.
Or did you just jump out of the car?
He did one of those California rolls, but it was enough for me to get out.
But no, actually, a couple of minutes down the road from her apartment, I actually stopped the car and I joined a gang.
Wow.
Yeah, so
look at you.
Yeah, there was a new tag graffiti sign, so I didn't know if that was your work.
B-Dub?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Great.
Yep. Uh-huh.
All right, very good. All right, but anyway, earlier today on this station, Adam Carolla starts off the day with Teresa, and then Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. Danny Bonaducci at 2 to 3, and then Tom Leykis.
Right.
And during one of the programs today, the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show, a very highly rated show here in Los Angeles.
It's a midday dynasty.
They talked about the evening show. Got some publicity during the day.
Well, because they had talked about us a couple of days ago. Frosty, typical Frosty, was throwing an imaginary party, not a real party, but just a fake one. And they were on the air, which was very funny, putting together the guest list for Frosty's imaginary party. And Frosty basically said, I would be the person he would not invite. And we responded to it last night while playing some of their show. And then they played us playing their show.
Wow.
And had some...
Where does it end?
I think it ends now, but it was really funny this morning.
All right, here's a bit from Frosty, Heidi, and Frank this morning, man. Look at that.
We had that discussion, I forget what day it was, about Frosty's imaginary party. It just came out of nowhere. We talked about it, and we said you can invite everybody in the air staff but one person, and we went through the whole discussion in the list, and that apparently the air staff heard about the show.
Oh, no. Really?
And listened, and Conway and Whitman played it on their show. A clip of our show discussing the imaginary party Frosty was going to have and who would be on the list. I do have some clips of their show if you want to hear what they thought of our show.
Okay,
talking about a party that you're not going to have.
This is all a surprise to me. I had no idea this was going on.
There's a little bit of Conway and Whitman talking about that show discussion that we had.
Frosty's imaginary party. All right, so now this is us on their show now being rebroadcast on our show.
Right, they're broadcasting right now a clip of our show on their show.
Very good.
So no Whitman.
Well, I'm saying if you have to cut the list off somewhere, there's people like Whitman and John and Jeff.
What about Roland Teresa?
Who the hell does this guy think he is with his, he may be. By the way, buddy, you're not even having a real goddamn party. It's a fake party. It's in your head. It's imaginary.
Well, that's why I think it stings even a little more.
That's why it's so sick to listen to. That's why it's so sick and twisted and perverse to listen to. To hear somebody be so vindictive about the invitation list of a phony, in your head, made-up imaginary party. Ugh.
What are you going to wear?
I'm not going to think about that because the party does not exist.
You know what? You know why you don't have to think about it? Because you're not going.
I love that so much. Oh, God.
You ain't going, huh?
No, I'm not going. Nobody's going. Frosty's not going. You're not going? It's not happening.
Yeah, but if it did happen...
I'm not invited to the imaginary one. If they put together a real one, a tangible party, well, then I'm sure there'd be a different list. You know, there's different lists for different engagements. You know, I'm sure I'd be on the list for that party.
Now, when your friends like Mr. KBC and...
Yes.
I don't know who else you hang out with, Nate and the whole crew.
Yeah, sometimes Nate. He kind of...
When they say to you...
He disappeared. I don't know what I did.
When they say to you, so you're not going to the imaginary party, do you give them an imaginary excuse on why you weren't invited?
No.
What do you tell them?
I just, let it go. I let it go.
Yeah. All right, here we go. More of Frosty, Heidi, and Frank this morning, right here on 97.1 Free FM.
So, yeah, you and Whitman aren't really hitting it off at all.
Technically, we just did the night show. Look for a spike in the ratings.
Here's another clip. They kept talking about it, and Randy Wang, their producer, told me they talked about it for a good length of time. He cut it down to like some good parts of Frosty might want to hear.
I'm going to make you feel better right now. Here.
Oh, Tim.
It's an imaginary invite to the imaginary party.
Aw, thanks, dude.
Feel better?
Sounds like paper, though.
What about Carolla and Teresa? And
Oh, God, I
done the
totally
morning show
forgot.
yet.
I totally forgot.
oh my God.
You
Totally forgot.
sounds like Paul Lynde from Hollywood Squares.
Totally forgot.
I didn't even buy any dick.
Totally forgot. Totally forgot.
Sounds like Joe Flynn from McHale's Navy.
Totally forgot. Totally forgot.
Parker!
There's some Jim J. Bullock in there, too.
All right, here we go. The imaginary party continues.
I haven't bought one item for my party.
Totally forgot. A little bit of Brian Whitman goes a long way.
So you do my jet?
But he's a funny guy. But Tom is there, and if Tom's there, and maybe Tom and Whitman still have that disagreement.
But that would be an interesting party.
Yeah, but I don't want drama at my party. I want a good time.
So Jeff makes it.
No drama at my party. Would you believe I haven't even purchased an hors d'oeuvre? And the party starts in 2 hours. My party is tomorrow, and I haven't purchased a streamer.
I need oxygen. Oh my God.
my Lord,
Please tell me that's all you're going to play. I can't
love
take
them.
any more.
There's a couple more clips. I don't have a link to them.
Paul Lynde and Joe Flynn.
That was,
I'm strangely, oddly flattered by that.
it was dead on, too.
Oh my
How about that? Two fairly major insults.
Yeah.
Paul Lynde
Right.
and Joe Flynn.
Sure.
Both rumored to be...
Yeah, I think Paul openly.
Yeah, not ladies' men. And strangely, Frosty is flattered by that.
Yeah, he's into it.
Paul Lynde and Joe Flynn.
That was,
I'm strangely, oddly flattered by that.
it was dead on, too.
Oh my God, Whitman. I love him.
Here's, I think, a caller calling into the Conway Whitman show about this.
Nate in Orange County, you're on 97.1.
Hey, I think it's actually opposite of what you think, and he is in love with you. But he doesn't want the spotlight taken away from him. So
That's possible. It's possible that he is in love with me. You're right. It is typical behavior of like if you asked a girl in high school who she wanted to invite to the party, the last person she would say would be the guy she's in love with because she doesn't want everybody to think that she thinks about him all the time.
well, something like that. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. See, that's right.
All right. Well, is that possible?
It is possible.
I mean, if Frosty is in love with you,
It's possible.
is it reciprocal?
No, it's not. I respect him and like him very much, but I am not in love with him.
You're not.
No, sir, I'm not.
Could you find yourself in love with him?
No, I don't fall in love with men.
But if you fell in love with men, would you fall in love with that man?
Don't think so.
Tim is the greatest interviewer. He blows away Tim Russick. Larry King's got nothing on you, Tim.
Oh, God. This is good
Notice
stuff.
how he doesn't give up. He approaches the question from a different angle till he gets the answer,
I
which he sees.
so want to hear that first
I haven't even
one
heard
again.
this last clip.
Oh,
This is only
God.
12 seconds long. How long could it be?
Let me say this about Mr. Stillwell. Please let me say this. I don't want to say or do anything to hurt him because he is obviously already in so much pain.
And Brian would know.
my
Okay,
God.
I'm absolutely
Are you inviting
stunned.
Whitman now?
No, because we did that show,
I'm
and I'm not
having
going
a
to
party
redo
just so
the
I can
show.
invite him.
But there was a reason. We said, where would you cut the list off? It wasn't invite everyone. It's if, the big
Yeah,
fat if.
everyone but one was the
underline
question.
the word if. If you had to cut the list off somewhere and didn't invite someone, who would it be? So I was forced to cut someone. I didn't want to cut someone. It's like the staff cuts when say a radio chain's profits fall and they let 10% of the staff go. They didn't want to cut anybody. They wanted to keep them all, but they were you must cut someone. So on that premise, I had to cut someone, and it just happened to be Brian. Who didn't take it well, apparently.
Oh, my God. I could listen to that first clip all day.
That was funny stuff.
Oh.
How did Frosty think you were going to take that? The most sensitive man, the most sensitive mammal with a penis has been told that he's not going to an imaginary party of another on-air personality.
Right. Did you think I would be happy about that?
There is not a more emotional man on the planet than the man sitting on my left.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I think, but I'm not saying it as an
Negative.
insult.
I understand that.
I'm just saying that you are a very emotional dude.
Yeah, and I know that about me.
Yes. And you know the highs and lows, the the crying, the laughing. I mean, you're all over the place.
Right.
But you're on a roller coaster.
Sure.
You know, most people are on a like a Ferris wheel.
Sure. Or the swings.
Or maybe like I don't know.
They're on that little train at Griffith Park.
Yeah, they just run around in circles. Right. You know, maybe they're on a little pony ride.
I'm on the accelerator. I go forwards and backwards.
But you're on it 24 hours a day.
I never get off it.
Yeah, you go up, down, sideways, flips, turns, bubble, everything.
Yeah, well,
it's constantly zipping around.
It's not easy. I can
but it's
tell
not.
you.
But it's not a bad way to go through life.
Well, it's kind of it keeps me on my toes.
I mean, listen. I think most people would rather. There's always a line for the roller coaster. There's always an empty seat on the train that goes around the park.
That's true.
All right,
and I've got my own seat on the coaster.
You own the coaster. You're locked on the front seat.
All right.
Chained to it, and you ain't getting off.
Sure.
All right, here's the rest of Frosty, Heidi, and Frank talking about the late night show, or the evening show. Late evening drive show.
Yeah, late nights. John and Jeff would be late nights. We'd be nights.
Here we go.
Actually, the second one. When
Was
he's
it
doing the Paul Lynde.
Oh, my God. Was that the second one? Jesus. Not one streamer.
I'm oddly flattered that I receive so much attention. Please don't do that again. But at the same time, when you compare to someone, you hope it's someone that's more manly and more idolized. I got Paul Lynde.
He is more manly.
And Joe Flynn.
than what you currently are.
Very true.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, Tim and Brian are probably the funniest show on the radio in America. I hope you all realize that.
Totally.
So that doesn't wound me like you probably think it does. But I can tell that Brian got his feelings hurt once again by misunderstanding what someone said. Brian is a very sensitive guy. Now, do you see why, if I had to cut someone, again, underline that word if I had to cut someone, why it would be him? Would you want him at your party?
I actually
like walking
would.
on eggshells. Ooh, don't say the wrong thing. Brian
I
will go
would.
off on a tangent and start doing
They'll
imitations
all
of
laugh.
Paul Lynde.
But Brian Whitman is a homebody, and it's safe. He's a safe invite for you, Frost, because I doubt that he would come. He likes to be at home with his dogs.
That's true. All right. There he goes.
Truer words have never been spoken by Miss Hamilton or anyone else.
Oh, that is classic stuff.
They're
man.
such good sports. It's so much fun on the radio when you can, especially on the same station, when we can have that kind of give and take. They laugh at it, we laugh at it. Nobody's feelings are hurt. It's just fun. It's just good fun.
But it's the second outing that. Well, I don't want to go into it.
Well, the first one was at KCAL.
At KCAL, where Frosty
But that was also in the
rebuffed your
invitation to see the Jimmy
I think
Carter.
your advance.
By invitation, Tim. Advance connotes all sorts of other activities.
Well, you did invite him to a dinner and a show.
Certainly a show. But
and that may have turned him off to the point where he is not even entertaining the thought of inviting you to his imaginary party.
But that was also lighthearted, proving that if you ever hear me in a scuffle with someone, I can have lighthearted give and take with anybody, especially Frosty. It proves it right there. So if you should hear me, with another host on the station by chance who seems to take it personally and lashes out and it has a meaner tone to it, you've just heard the proof that it can't be me. Because look at all the fun I have goofing around with those guys.
All right. Then case closed. All right, gang, we got a huge show for you. We have a band coming in.
Yeah, Strung Out is going to come in.
Yeah, do they call them bands? Is it a group?
Yeah, Strung Out is a band.
They call them a band?
Yeah, they're a band.
When I think of band, I always think of like high school band.
Well, no, but the point is well taken. When you think of band, you think of the Rolling Stones, you think of Guns N' Roses. I mean, that's a band. Fleetwood Mac, that's a band. Even guys like Lifehouse, that's a band.
Strung Out's coming in.
Strung Out's a band, but like the Pussycat Dolls are a group. Because they're not that musical, I don't think, with all due respect to that woman who listens, who likes me, apparently.
Yes. And then at 10 o'clock, we have a psychic coming in. Linda Salvin. Sorry, I didn't mean to belch before I gave out her name.
She can deal with it.
But she probably knew that was coming.
Right.
All right. It is. So what we do is we're flipping the 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock hours around.
So can you follow that, gang?
Yeah,
We're
little
flipping.
program change. Scratch the 8 o'clock hour, put it in the 10 o'clock slot, and drop the 10 o'clock hour down to the 8 o'clock slot.
That can only mean
those are two changes.
And that can only mean one thing, then.
It is time for the world's greatest setup man to set up this here hour. Brian Whitman, man.
All right, gang. I'll tell you what, man. Doing it a little early, man. These guys are doing it a little goddamn early, man. It's going to be totally open files, man. Time to jump on, dude. I said it, man. I effing said it, and you're effing hearing it, man. 520-9710, or perhaps you got a 888 Jones, man. 888-520-9710. Jump on now, man. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you think we should have talked about? Come on, man. Jump on live, man. You see my CT scan? God damn it, man.
All right, 520-9710. Anything you'd like to talk about, 520-9710 and 888-520-9710. There you go. Hey, Jerry, what were you and Randy arguing about when we started the show? It was very distracting. I asked you guys not to do that.
I wasn't arguing with him about anything.
What was he yelling about?
There was a little altercation before the show.
There was a little what?
There's a little altercation before the show involving somebody else.
Who? Involving who?
Certainly not.
Involving something before the show.
Not involving me.
I mean, I could say it if you want.
That's all right.
Or does it involve someone who
There was no altercation between me and Randy, though.
Does it involve someone who works here?
Randy was just pissed. Yeah, Randy was pissed off about something.
It involves somebody who works at the station but not on the show.
Yes.
I think I know who it is.
All right. But please, gang, the two of you.
No, there was no... Me and Randy are fine. Nothing...
Okay. But I'll need off the air all the details about that.
Yeah, but please. I mean, the two of you can't stand each other sometimes, and it gets irritating.
I love Randy most of the time. Sometimes
He's irritating sometimes.
All right, we're going to do some open phones here, gang. Anything you'd like to talk about, 520-9710 and 888-520-9710. All right. Stephen Burbank, you're on 97.1 Free FM. What do you want?
Hey, Babu.
Hey.
Hey, I just wondered, am I going to be able to hear tomorrow how you guys are talking about them and them talking about you? I'm in a time warp, man.
No, you won't hear any of us tomorrow.
I think it's over.
Tomorrow's Saturday, and by Monday it'll be nothing but a distant dream. It'll be all over.
No, you don't know Frosty. He's going to play that. You watch.
Wait, he's going to play...
Us responding to that?
Yeah, it's going to be them playing you, playing them, playing you, playing them, playing you.
I don't think so, buddy. I'd put money on it that it won't be that.
I hope so, and I still miss Steckler. I love you, though. I love you.
All right, buddy.
You're very nice.
All right, you take care of yourself, man. All right. There he goes. All right, Manny and Rosemead, you're on 97.1 Free FM.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Nothing.
This is going to hit you guys up with a joke. I was just wondering if I could get a Sun Shut Up after the joke.
Give it what?
Son, shut
Jesse
up.
Jackson,
Jesse
yeah.
Jackson saying, "Son, shut." Jerry, you'll cue that per the caller's request.
All right. What did Michael J. Fox say after seeing Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth?
Oh, jeez.
Wait, do the setup again.
What did Michael J. Fox say after seeing Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth?
I don't know.
Shaken, not stirred.
I don't get it. I didn't get that. I mean, I get shaken. I get the shake part, but
I don't get the joke.
I don't
dude.
get it, dude.
I don't know. It wasn't funny.
Yeah,
You're pretty high, aren't you?
Yeah. Just for that, you're not going to get your.
Yeah, I would
the
put
sound
down
effect.
the comedy writing pencil when you're bombed, dude.
Although for some, I think it works.
For some it does, but not for that young man.
Yeah, and you're being punished by not receiving your requested sound effect.
Oh, Bobo. I just don't get it. Al Gore's movie, Shaken, Not Stirred. Oh, my God.
I mean, if it was like a James Bond movie, that might be, of a Bond, Shaken, Not Stirred, that might be funny. But I don't see how. From what he said, I don't see how you get to funny. Are there a couple of different routes to funny from what he said? I don't think there's one.
Jose in Los Angeles, you're on 97.1.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Jose.
What's up, Tim? You guys rock.
Hey, thanks,
Hey,
dude.
I got a joke for you guys. What do you call two Mexicans playing basketball?
Oh, here we go.
I don't know.
Juan and Juan.
Hey.
I like that. That's cute. That's cute.
That's not bad,
I like
dude.
that.
You want something for that?
Yeah.
All right, hold on one sec. We're going to give you a copy of Lost Planet.
All right, man.
Yeah, Extreme Condition for PlayStation 3.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah, totally, Dougie. Hey, do you have PlayStation 3, dude?
Yeah, I got one.
All right, hold on. It's the 22nd century. The Earth is in ruins.
Are you serious?
And mankind must move on. Rated T for teen only.
Yeah.
From Capcom.
Who?
Capcom.
It's from our Capcom.
All right. Good luck with that, Jose. All right. 520-9710. 888-520-9710. It is the Conway and Whitman Show. A big night for you this Friday, including a psychic coming in at 10 o'clock to give you some readings.
And after 9 o'clock, Strung Out will be in the studio. Yeah, right now.
Big night.
We're doing the totally open phones.
It's like better than TV tonight.
It is better
if
than
you're
TV.
high or on pills.
Yep.
It's Conway and Whitman live on 97.1 Free FM. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Conway and Whitman Show. We're live on 97.1 Free FM. Totally open phones. Anything you'd like to talk about, 520-9710. All right, let's talk to Adrian in Sherman Oaks. You're on 97.1.
Hi.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
I love you.
Thank you, baby.
Wait a minute, I love Brian Whitman too.
Well,
thank you.
He says thank you, baby.
B-Dub. You rule.
Hey, baby.
Be love.
B-dub.
No, B-Dub.
As in B-W.
Yeah, B-Dub.
Love, B-dub.
What's up, girl?
Don't you know that we love you in Sherman Oaks?
Yes, I've heard, and I thank you. B-Dub says, what's up,
What's up,
biatch?
baby? You're the funniest person in the whole world, Brian Whitman. I love you.
Don't get crazy.
Are you a single woman?
Pardon me?
Are you a single woman?
Oh,
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And we're, yeah.
We gather around the radio and eat chips and listen to you guys.
Wow.
We love you.
Mm-hmm.
It's right around Fulton Avenue in Riverside. Want to come over later, Brian?
Oh, I know kind of where that is.
And what if he doesn't come over? Are you going to get hysterical?
Yes, I love you, Brian. Brian Whitman, I love you. Should I stay calm or?
Fulton, Riverside. I think I think there's a pharmacy by Fulton and Riverside, isn't
Do you
there?
want to meet there, Brian?
We'll meet at the Rite Aid.
Let's meet at the Rite Aid. B-Dub rules.
You're very sweet, honey, but I don't think tonight
What are you wearing, Adrian?
would be a good night.
What?
What are you wearing?
Oh, a negligee.
Do you want to do it, huh? You want to do it?
Yes, I really do. Oh, Brian.
Well, you know what? Brian needs a little more craziness in his life.
No, I don't think I do.
Can you hold on?
I think.
yes.
Hold on one
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Get that chick's number, or actually just give her Brian's address.
She sounds like a character I used to do for years with Rick Dees called Big Breasted Bonnie. I know, it's a great character.
Jerry, give her Brian
like
Whitman's home address.
Give her my email, would you? BrianWhitman.com. By the way, anyone who wants to email me, you can go to ConwayandWhitman.com, or you can go right to BrianWhitman.com. Get your emails, and I respond usually late in the evening when I've had a beverage.
Maria in Calabasas, you're on 97.1.
Hey. That was transgender prostitute you're just talking to.
Oh, darn it. Why do you have to ruin it? Why do you have to be such a buzzkill?
Well, I'm the real thing. You know, I bought a trampoline after watching The Man Show, and then I got breast implants so they can bounce even heavier. Because I just love Adam Carolla. I think he's so hot.
He's the best.
He is.
Have
and
you
you sound pretty hot, too.
Brian is, I would say, hotter.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh, really?
No, I wouldn't say that Brian is hotter than Danny Bonaducci.
But I don't think for a hot second that Bonaducci is hotter than Whitman.
Bonaducci's not hotter than a rock in a forest, okay?
Brian Whitman is a hot sidekick. But I don't think for a hot second that Bonaducci is a hotter host than Whitman. So something like that. Yeah. Right, Jerry? Something like that, Jerry?
What did the leper tell the prostitute?
Oh, I don't know, dear.
Keep the tip.
Hey-o!
That's right.
All right, thanks, Maria.
Did you see the lobster?
Gotta run.
Get out of here, man.
Brian Whitman is a very talented sidekick. Brian Whitman is a better sidekick than Danny is, but I don't think for a hot second that Brian Whitman would be a better host than Danny Bonaducci.
Oh, Bobo.
There, right there is where, right there at the end is where some people have said there lies the insult. I am not at all insulted by that comment. I think that the compliment in the beginning is a tremendous compliment, and I'm happy to take it.
There you go. Susan in Rancho Santa Margaritaville. You're on 97.1.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, I don't think I could beat the past calls. I have a very innocent question. I have a daughter who is eligible to get her driver's license. What should I look out for? How do I know she's not sneaking around?
How old is she?
How do you know she's not being a whore?
I don't want to have her turn into Adrian.
Well, here's what you can do. A friend of mine, Dave Harden, who runs that Covenant Mortgage.
The best.
I live over by him near Ladera Ranch.
Yeah, well, I'm going to give you his email address. I'll take your information off the air because he actually has a service, and I don't know what it's called, but he has a GPS in his daughter's car and knows where she is and knows how fast she's driving 24 hours a day.
Does he really?
Yeah, but isn't that kind of like Big Brother? I mean, should I really do that?
Yeah, but you know what? She's still alive.
Yeah, but you know what? You didn't have that growing up. I didn't have it. The caller, Susan, didn't have it. And we're alive. We made it.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
All right, well, then don't do it. And then just sit at home up late at night and wonder where she is. Would you rather do that?
No, you're right.
Well, don't you? Well, I think it all depends. And, call us,
if she's in trouble, you know where she is, too.
We're not Dr. Laura here, but don't you have a strong bond with your daughter? Do you have a solid relationship?
Well, I do, but you guys know at that age what you guys did. I wasn't totally innocent. I told my mom and dad one thing, and then you go to another spot.
Well,
this is...
Hey, Susan, how old were you when you first had sex?
My daughter's in the car with me. I was 25.
Wow. Well, call us sometime when your daughter's not in the car so we can get the real age.
Okay, my heart's beating faster. I will.
Okay. But it's probably closer to her age, right?
No.
Younger?
No.
All right, well, Susan, hold on a second. I'm going to get your information off there and give you his email address.
Okay.
All right, hold on, baby.
You're going to sell a product? You're going to move that product, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the product name is, but...
he'll know. He can tell her.
But Dave Harden will know.
Oh, yeah.
You put it in the car, and his daughter knows it's in the car.
And he only has one daughter, and he's got like 4 sons, right? Three sons?
He's got one daughter and 15 sons.
No, he's got Aaron and Zach, and he's got the daughter.
Yeah, he's got a whole... Tim, he's got a whole bunch of kids. But anyway, so this thing tracks the car.
It's a perfect...
You know where it is, and you know how fast she's driving. It tells you on the computer screen as well.
It's a great device for a nervous parent.
Yes. Thinking about attaching one to my daughter's leg. All right, let's talk to Matthew in Norwalk. You're on 97.1.
All right, I got a joke for you guys.
Oh, God.
All right.
All right. What?
Nothing.
Like me said, oh, God.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. All right, a guy's in a bar, and he goes up to the bartender, and he says, all right, I want you to get a shot glass, and I bet you that I could pee in it from...
All right.
That's why I said, oh, God. If you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, why did Whitman say, oh, God, after the guy innocently said, I have a joke? Well,
yeah, but he may have had a decent joke.
But I knew the percentages. That's why I said, oh, God.
Yeah, but I think also when somebody calls up and goes, I got a joke, you go, oh, God. Then they don't have the enthusiasm anymore in telling it.
Once again, my fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So you think you could tell the shotgun horse peeing in the shotgun?
I can tell better than he could.
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
But I don't know if I can make you laugh with it. All right, Mike in Huntington Beach, you're on 97.1.
What's up, Conway and Whitman? How you guys doing today?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, I got a joke for you guys. Oh, God, right?
Notice I didn't say that because you
All
sound.
right, check this,
you have a lot
this.
of enthusiasm. You sound like you're ready to go.
I'm definitely ready to go. How do you keep a blonde busy?
I don't know.
I know. Go ahead.
Put her in a round room and tell her to sit in the corner.
Are you mentally retarded?
Kind of, sort of.
I mean, have you seriously? Have you been in an accident or something hit you in the head?
A couple of them.
Do you wear headgear? Do you wear protective headgear?
On occasion.
All right, man. We'll put it back on.
Put on the gear,
I
man.
have a joke.
Round room and tell her to sit in the corner.
Sexy time.
Ah, babu. You got the joke.
Sexy time. Adrian called me from at Riverside in Fulton, and she was ready for sexy time.
Okay. All right, it is open phones. Anything you like to talk about? 520-9710 and 888-520-9710.
And if you're a strung out fan just waiting for the dudes, they're about not even a half hour away here on 97.1.
And if you're strung out, keep listening.
That's another good idea.
All right, it's the Conway and Whitman Show. We're live on 97.1 Free FM.
We just got back from break!
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Conway and Whitman Show. We're live at 97.1 Free FM. Strung Out's coming in at 10 o'clock, or 9 o'clock. And then 10 o'clock...
Strung Out's coming in.
Mrs. Strung Out's coming in. Linda Salvin. So we got Strung Out at 9 and Mrs. Strung Out at 10. Nah, I'm just BSing her.
Yeah,
she's a good...
Linda?
Linda. Is she outside?
She's down by the parking structure. Just put the lever will come up. Just put the ticket in that we gave you last week. Last week. All right, just turn her off. Let security handle her downstairs.
Linda, please. All right, Linda Salvin's coming in, man. Look at that. All right, let's talk to Dave in Ventura. You're on 97.1.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
How are you?
Not bad. Hey, I wanted to tell Whitman also, I'm a big fan of his impressions. I think the guy's really, really talented.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you, sir.
Seriously, in fact, I would love to hear that that Baby Like Us, that thing you did where he was going around the studio with that guy that got in trouble with the...
with Imus. Actually,
dude,
yeah, we have that on the audio phone.
Play that again sometime, will you?
Yeah, it was sped up or speeded up. Sped up?
Sped up, I think.
Sped up.
Actually, Tom said he even liked that.
Is that right?
Did
yeah.
he?
All right, let's go ahead and Jerry will find it. We'll play it before the end of the hour.
I appreciate it. Anyway,
All
what
right.
I wanted to ask you about was, what do you guys... I was wondering if you guys felt that Howard Stern's move to satellite radio was successful, either for him or for satellite radio.
I think it was successful for both, but I'm not sure if they have the money to pay him after his contract's up in 2011.
Right. I
think he's coming back to radio and maybe even this station.
I think that he is. I think that he made the financial decision that anybody would make. So obviously for him, God bless him. He's made a lot of money and he deserves it because he's.
And people talked about satellite radio for the last 2 years because of him.
Right.
Who else is on satellite that anyone talks about?
Right. He's the only genius in this medium who could move satellite radios like that. So in that respect, a good decision. But long term, I don't know if financially, as Tim says, that they can continue to pay, or maybe he'll be done in a few years. Maybe he'll just retire with that hundreds of millions of dollars, and he'll just be done.
Hey, do you have Sirius Radio?
No, actually, I don't. And that was really the only reason that I probably would have went to it. I just, financial priorities. You know how it is.
Can you imagine, though, I mean, for a moment, Tim, and the caller asked a great question. If you're Howard and you're doing these shows on Sirius and, you're saying F all the time and, you're very free to do whatever you want.
Right.
And then let's just say, as you say, in a couple of years, the model doesn't work out and the satellite company says, we can't possibly pay this contract anymore, Howard. The gravy train has come to a screeching halt. Can you imagine how constricted he would feel if he came back to this traditional radio?
Well, it's like how restricted and constricted everybody on this station is. I mean, I swear all day long, but for 3 hours a night, I can't. I mean, I wake up swearing. I swear around the house all day long, at strangers, at family. I just like the colorful language.
The Art of Swearing. Yeah. That should be your book.
All right, let's talk. You got it there? All right, here's Brian Whitman visiting Don Imus as Tom Leykis.
Right, because Tom said on the air.
He was 15?
Yeah, I think even younger. Tom said that he went to the old 66 WNBC. He met Don Imus because Tom was a big listener. He's just a little kid. And Imus, Tom said, I will be nice to him. I will not say anything rude about him because he gave me a tour of the station when I was just a little boy, and I'll never forget it.
Here's Tom. We got the audio of Tom taking a tour of the big Don Imus studio when he was about 13 or 14.
Imus in the morning, 66 WNBC.
Did I get to see, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Oh, 15. I don't know how to get to the station.
I took the train, and I came in here all by myself.
Well, I give you a tour of the station. I'll show you how everything works.
Oh, I would love that. Now, when I call the station and somebody answers the phone and says, what do you want to talk to the host about, where does that person sit?
Oh, that person, the phone screener. Sit over there on a phone on hold.
Oh, really? And when I hear you play the music and you talk and stop talking right before the singers start to sing, how do you do that?
Well, then I don't know. I mean, I just do it, for God's sake. I don't want to really edit some commercials in here.
Really? So all of the commercials are edited in here? Or you do some of that is done outside the station?
No, it's all done inside, right on here. How old are you again?
I'm 15. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Imus, for giving me this tour. It is unbelievable.
Well, I appreciate you listening to the station. I appreciate you coming to the station.
Thank you.
I just want to apologize. I don't want to say anything. I don't hurt your feelings. Watching that basketball team, I'll tell you, those girls are tattoos.
Yes. Well, thank you for the tour. Thank you, Mr. Imus.
No, it's 6 minutes now after the hour.
I have a question.
Damn it. Jesus Christ, let's get the hell out of here.
When you give the time, and there's a duck sound that says quack, quack, do you do that by yourself, or does somebody make that sound for you?
Well, that sounds on tape.
Oh, really? Can I see the tape?
Well, no, you didn't see the goddamn tape. It's on the tape.
Really? And can I meet the person who plays the tape? Where do they sit? Do they sit by the person who answers the phone when I call in?
Well, they sit over there.
Oh, really? And they hit all of the buttons, the commercials go on by themselves, or they have to hit the button to start the commercial?
Well, they have to hit the goddamn button and then the commercial goes on. It's trying to go to the commercial, but I don't know.
Really? Oh, boy. Is there anyone here throughout the night, or just the disc jockey who plays the music? Is he the only one here? And is there anybody here throughout the night, or just the guy who plays all of the songs? And you play songs that you want to play, or is it already determined what you would play?
Well, it's already determined. I was 15 years old. I've been giving you a tour of the station. I don't pick the music.
Oh, so when I call and make a request, is that really a request? I mean, can you really play my song, or is it already determined what you'll play and what you won't play? Dear.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Deer. Hit him with a deer.
Oh,
at 15,
boy.
At 15 years old, he hit Imus with a deer.
Chris, you're on 97.1 Free FM. How are you?
Hey, guys. Conway, and we should start calling you Sybil. Listen, I've got all these jokesters that were calling with jokes. This is a real joke. Guy walks into a bar. Bartender orders up a drink. Bartender brings him a drink. Guy reaches into his pocket and pulls out a 12-inch piano. A couple seconds later, the guy reaches into his other pocket and pulls out a little pianist. Guy starts playing the piano. Well, the bartender can't take it anymore. The bartender says, what's the deal with the piano and the piano player? The guy says, well, it's a funny story. I found this bottle walking down the street. And When I rubbed it, a genie came out. And the bartender said, really, you got 3 wishes? He goes, no, that's just a myth. You get 1 wish. So the bartender says, so then what's the problem? He goes, do you really think I wished for a 12-inch pianist?
No more jokes. No more jokes, gang, please. All right, it is the Conway Whitman Show. We come back. Strung Out is going to be here, and then at 10 o'clock, Linda Salvin's going to come on and tell you what's going to happen in your future.
Right.
Whether you're going to be wealthy, happy, sad, and your whole future is in her hands.
Well, that might be overstating it.
She can totally F you over.
Well, don't scare people.
All right, it is the Conway and Whitman Show. We're live at 97.1 Free FM.